going on, people? Are we recording?
We're recording.
Oh, cool.
We are live.
What up, people? It's been a while.
It's been a minute.
We've been busy doing other things, talking about nerd stuff. It's kind of been like the priority lately.
It has been.
And we said, hey, we kind of need to take a break from all the nerd stuff, and we just need to bring it back down to reality. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we got to like ground ourselves here. Like, what's going on in the world today?
Well, I couldn't say today, but this thing snaps and just flings at me. So I can't say anything for what's going on in the world today, but I could tell you something creepy that happened in the year 1976.
1976.
1976. I even wrote down some notes because it was a good one. I was like, I got to write this down so I don't butcher whatever information is out there for it. 1976, October 9th, 1976.
October 9th?
Yeah, so that's, October is usually the month, some scary stuff's going on.
The spooky, all the spooky ghouls are out.
So let's Ireland's like it's full send.
Yeah.
Full send.
All right.
October 9th, 1976, Ireland, around 7 p.m., they said an eerily thick fog had rolled in. And, everyone was like, I'm not digging this. So they went in and locked the doors. Those who didn't lock their doors and stayed in all night was unaware of what was going on and all the reports that had been made.
Okay.
So this is 1976. So it's not way before, cameras and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
So there's no footage or no photos still.
Right.
But it's still, we're in a time of, documentation. Everything's documented. You make a phone call, it's documented. So around 7 p.m., fog comes in, it's real thick. And later in the day, the police get 60 calls.
60.
60,
Okay.
60, that the undead is walking the streets.
Okay.
That there are zombies essentially
basically
walking
the streets. Okay.
Yeah. So you would think 60 calls would be enough to be like, all right, I'm gonna go check this out.
Yeah.
Right. No, not for Ireland. They're like, nah, you ain't gonna get me this time. Yeah. So
Good one.
They disregarded all phone calls.
Okay.
Reports of it. They're pretty much like, there's just a lot of people out there trying to fool us.
Yeah.
It's this thick fog. They probably think it's gonna be hilarious, get us going out there. So they disregard it, and the morning rolls in, the fog's gone, the police are out doing their patrols, and they notice a nearby graveyard where all the graves are dug up.
Oh.
And not a single body is to be found.
Oh.
To this day, they can't, they haven't been able to explain what happened.
They can't figure it out.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So, see, like, those kind of cases like that where it's like, nobody can ever explain like what happened or how it happened or why it happened. It's like, I'm sure there is definitely an explanation.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm sure it was like a small town in Ireland that this happened in.
Yeah, it could have been. Yeah. I mean, Ireland's not
Probably
that big
right
to begin with, so.
I always get like all these stories from like these places, small towns specifically, where these sort of things happen.
Yeah.
And it's like, it never got solved. The mystery never got solved. It's like, it's because you guys never looked into it. You guys never bothered to like actually like go out and say like what actually did happen.
I mean, yeah, you're right. So it's 1976. If the cops had just done their job and gone out, I bet they could have found it was a hoax.
Yeah, probably.
Obviously that's a bold statement to say the undead is walking.
I know, right?
So you would at least think one cop was like, "Hey, let me go check it out."
Hold on, yeah, let me go see. Let me see what the hell's going on.
That brings me to another thing of cops going checking out stuff. That's creepy, right? Did you hear what happened in Vegas recently?
No, I haven't.
You didn't watch the news at all. This is blowing up everywhere. This was, I can't remember the dates exactly, but the footage had just been released.
Actually, maybe I did.
That there was a cop. He was on a call, and his dash cam had caught something in the sky, just like a fire just coming down.
Yeah,
and it looked like it was going to crash.
Yeah.
And then 8 minutes later, the Vegas police department gets a phone call saying, "Hey, something crashed in our backyard, and there are two figures that are 8 to 10 feet tall, and his words are, they are not human.
Yeah.
They have large eyes, large mouth, and you need to send someone to come out here. Took the cops, I think, an hour to respond to.
That's crazy. I do remember now you telling me this. That's actually crazy, dude. Like that kind of stuff right there. Now, so we go from 1976 where these sort of things were just kind of like little tales, little stories, folklore. Yeah, exactly. To 2023 where these things are like, hold on. Did this actually happen? Like we're in the present day right now.
Yeah.
We're not talking about like these old stories or anything like that. Obviously, the tale is old as time. Aliens coming down to Earth, and like we've talked about it. We can't be alone. But now it's like these two figures just showed up in this person's backyard. Now, I had like a few questions like after you told me about this, where it's like, okay, where did this happen exactly? Was it Las Vegas specifically, or like in the outskirts of Las Vegas?
Outskirts, I think it was like some suburb out there.
Like suburb of Vegas, okay.
Kind of like that.
And then was this like a populated neighborhood? Because you've been to my house, right? You see how like there's so many houses around. It was
kind of like that. So like the yard they landed in was a big yard. These people had some property.
So they had some property.
Yeah.
Okay. So see that
definitely big enough for something to land in, because they had a tractor and everything back there. In fact, their reports was one of them hopped in one of the tractors and was trying to start it. And straight up, the dude's like, hey, they're looking at us. They can see us. We can see them. And I think they said it was within a span of a few minutes they were gone. They got their ship up, their unidentified flying object up and gone. They have video. They're of Hispanic origin.
Yeah.
I don't know where. I think some people in the comments were saying that's like a Spain dialect, something like that. But they were speaking Spanish and they were like talking, hey, they're like terror. You could see it in the video. They're terrified to go into the backyard. They don't want to go back there.
Yeah.
But they're right there at the gate. And a lot of people were like, oh man, you didn't show anything. You have a camera and you didn't show anything.
Right.
A guy, I don't know if what he was seeing was real. So he slowed down the footage and he examined it in depth.
Yeah.
And he goes, if you stop for a second and look to the right, I'll see if I can find the footage. I'll put it on here if I can. It's because it's
probably
lost
got taken down
in the internet somewhere.
In the internet somewhere.
But there was footage where they're about to go in and they show the right side of the fence.
Yeah.
It's a privacy fence.
Okay.
And it looks like something's kneeling down with its fingers out one end and it's kind of looking through.
Huh.
And then you see something stand up and you see a shadow kind of cover this tree.
Ooh.
If you're 8 to 10 feet tall, you'd have been big. That's about the right height you would need to be to make a shadow over the tree.
Make a shot, yeah.
Yeah. So it was, I was like,
all right. Okay. All right. Like definitely like hearing about these stories, like it definitely makes you think a lot more. Like it makes you like, because we've talked about it before, like how we can't be the only ones, on Earth, blah blah blah, et cetera. But like actually hearing stories from somebody else, like what is it about hearing a story from somebody that just kind of puts it more like into perspective? Like it puts like a more realistic feel to that story. You know what I mean? Like, cause it's not anymore about like speculations and like maybe just us thinking about it. It's not coming from a movie anymore.
No,
it's coming from an actual human being, like an actual person. And nowadays with social media, like TikTok and TikTok's like the big one, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Where you see these people recording these things and it's like, that's a real person recording that. That's actually like somebody with their phone right now, bam, recording it.
I like to go back, like when I look at whatever story I'm being told, I kind of like to see who is it that's telling the story, right? Are they someone who's credible? Is it Is it someone, like I like to go back and be like, what do they gain from this?
Yeah, exactly.
So then you go back through their past few videos and you're like, okay, they haven't posted anything on stuff like this before.
Right.
This is completely a 180 from the normal videos they post. Maybe this might be right. And then from there forward, if all they post is stuff like that, then I'm like, all right, they changed gears, and this is how they're trying to get attention. Or if they just go back to the normal videos that they do, but there was that one video that was like,
Yep. It's like,
that's more credible.
Wait a minute. I see what you're saying, and I kind of like debunk it a little bit because, yeah, they might have posted that, and if it's like a profile that doesn't have like any other videos except for that one, then I can just chuck it off. You know, like just throw it away as like, okay, that's a fake because this person only has one video and this is it. You know what I mean? And if it's like you're saying, you know, they have pictures of themselves, videos of themselves, just like their daily activities or whatever they
like if you're
do.
doing videos on makeup. And then one video out of nowhere is like, hey, something just moved in my house.
Yeah, exactly. It's like,
no one's there.
Exactly. So then I can tell that, okay, maybe this person's actually legitimate. They're not just trying to like.
There may be an explanation for what happened, but at least from their eyes, their experience, they're being honest about it. There was one video, TikTok. You know, TikTok's taken over for a lot of the social media that I actually look at. It's more entertaining. With that being said, I do think TikTok's sometimes trying to spy on me because
absolutely.
I was sitting there. Phones have become water resistant, not waterproof, not all of them anyway.
Right.
But I'll sit there in the shower and I'll put it on my little stand up like, I want
caddy,
Sean.
right?
I'll swap through some TikToks and stuff. And I kid you not, the other day I'm sitting there and I'm washing my body and the camera just pops up on me. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, so I go out of it. I was like, okay, maybe water got it. But I was like, water's gotten on my phone many times, and it's never opened up my camera.
Yeah.
So I was like, that was a little sus.
That was weird.
Yeah.
That was weird. Have you seen those videos where it's like the minute that you drop a little bit of water on your phone, and it's like it's somebody just making a TikTok of dropping water on their phone, and then like they were just washing their hands or whatever, and it's like they shake them, and then it's like a few little drops get on the phone, and then the phone just starts scrolling through the internet, goes and like finds like an item to buy on the internet, like the most expensive item that's out there. It's like, oh, add to cart. It's like, oh, put the credit card info in. The whole thing is like, oh, good Lord.
That's one of the experiences I just had, except it was trying to take nudes of me. And I was like, oh my God.
It's like, let's take some spices of this guy, some spicy.
I was like, oh.
Oh man, but like it's crazy because TikTok, man, TikTok's out of control. Like I think personally, like it's too much. I don't have one. I don't plan on getting one.
They're addicting. I ain't gonna lie.
Because I already have an Instagram, right? So Instagram does the same exact thing now.
They changed now that TikTok had opened up that type of platform.
Exactly.
Which Vine had done it before all of them.
Oh, yeah. Vine did it way before anybody else did.
I'm baffled that was a failure that ended up becoming a failure because it was so popular. But yeah, TikTok pretty much took that same formula for their platform, and then Instagram started noticing like probably people leaving, and they're like, hold on, let's do the same thing. Because now, I'm curious, who has an Instagram that looks just for pictures anymore? Yeah. It's never just pictures. No, now you're scrolling through for just videos. For a minute video.
For reels,
if you're sending to everyone. Yep. It's no longer photos.
No, it's nobody. So like before, I remember like the algorithm used to be about hashtags. Hashtags used to be like the whole thing, right? And hashtags aren't anything anymore. Nope. It's like, okay, cool. Like if you put a hashtag in, it'll kind of interest somebody that's into that sort of material, that niche. Yeah. But not necessarily like going to pop up on their news feed because they don't mean anything.
Nothing.
Before it used to be like you go into the search and it's like hashtag whatever, and then it would just pop up everywhere, right? So that's where you wanted to look at. That's where you wanted to see all the pictures and all that kind of stuff. But now it's just you're at the mercy of the algorithm.
You are.
That's
you
it.
100, and you go down. I'll scroll down. I'll see. All right, who's the list of people I follow?
Mm-hmm.
Let me see what they've been posting. And then the minute you get to one reel,
Yep.
let me click on that. And
Click
now
on
you're
that.
just scrolling through
Now
reels.
you're
and
yeah.
then you notice you're like, I stopped completely what I was supposed to be doing, what I wanted to do initially.
Exactly.
So now it's bad. I like try to stop myself. I'm like, let me get off of Instagram altogether.
Mm-hmm. So the really bad one for me was Facebook. So a lot of people, like my family in general, have been kind of like telling me like, hey, what's going on with your Facebook? Like, because you're not
Not
I was
active.
like, I'm done with it. Like, so I didn't fully delete it only because I have old people on there. Like, granted, I'm old myself, but I have even older people on there, i.e. my parents, that they still use that platform. So I try to like still communicate with them. But what I did was I just removed it from my home screen altogether.
So it's not the
So
first
it's
thing
not
you
the
see
first
that you
thing
wanna
that I
click on.
see that I click on.
Yeah.
Now it's Instagram, right? And I actually do get bored of Instagram pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
So then I'm like on there. It's like, okay, I'm done. And I am actually less on social media than I was before. But Facebook, I remember somebody made the joke one day, and it was at work. I came into work, and it was one of those slow days. You know what I mean? And what happens at work when it's slow? You are scrolling away.
That's all you're doing. Yep, I've
Scrolling
been there
away
many times.
And I remember I got to work, and the guy was giving me the turnover and said like, "Oh yeah, we were down. We didn't really do anything. I was trying to get to the end of Facebook," and I was like, "What?" I was like, it took me a
Damn.
minute, and I was like,
That's a
"What is
goal.
he talking about?" And he's like, "Yeah, like I was trying to get to the end of Facebook, and I couldn't reach it." I was like, "What the heck is he talking?" Oh, he's talking about the videos, the same exact thing.
Just kept scrolling.
Just kept scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. And I was like, oh my God, dude,
There's so much content being made a day.
Yep.
Day. I mean, example.
Literally
we're doing
right
it
here.
too, yeah. But there's so much content being made. It is impossible. That's like trying to get to the end of YouTube. You can get to the weird side of YouTube.
You
keep scrolling, you get to the weird side.
You scroll far enough, you're gonna
Yeah.
find some weird stuff on there. But I hate the biggest thing that I hate is like the rabbit holes that you go into on these social media platforms. Facebook. It was actually really weird because on Facebook you have like normally like your family members, you have nieces, nephews, parents, grandparents, et cetera, right? It goes on, the list goes on, right? And there's videos on there that are being shared because you have a family member that gets hacked, or like they clicked on the wrong thing and now
Clicked on a link.
they share something, right? And it's something inappropriate. And it's like, oh, dude, like on Facebook, out of all platforms, right? And it's funny because the people at Facebook, they say like, oh no, this kind of stuff never happens. This will never happen, right? And it's like, man, have you checked your damn platform? Like, come on, dude. And like you scroll through there, and it's like you see it, and it's like, damn it, dude, like this person got hacked. I've actually like deleted people because it's like their profiles get hacked.
Yep.
The worst one, the one that I hate the most is when they start messaging you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And it's like, hey, man, I had one, dude, and I remember I deleted it all completely. I was like, hey, I think you got hacked, but if you didn't get hacked, just send me a message back and let me know because I'm about to delete this profile. And like I got a message back saying like, oh no, man, like I'm just I was like, all right, delete, sorry. See
Yeah.
ya. It's the Cash App people.
Oh. Mine wasn't a Cash App, but it's close.
I hate those so much, and they start posting, right?
Yeah.
And like because it was a close friend, I was like, well, maybe he's actually into that sort of stuff, like for real. I was like, okay, well, maybe that's just what he does, right? And then he hit me up one day. It's like, hey, how you been? And I was like, okay, I see where this is going.
Yeah.
You haven't hit me up in years. And
now
then all of a sudden,
out of nowhere,
out of nowhere, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, what up, man? You know, what's going on? And, you know, the conversation went on. And I was like, you know what? Sorry, buddy. Like, I don't know if this is you for real or if you got hacked, but I'm about to delete this profile. Sorry. And I ended up just deleting it. And it's like, well, that's the last time I heard from that person, you know?
My hairstylist, I follow her on Instagram, and she got hacked, and she sent me a message, and it's hilarious, man. It's hilarious how stupid these people are. Somehow smart enough to hack, but are stupid to understand basic stuff. So
that's crazy to me. Yeah,
they hit me up and they go, "Hey, I just made $10,000 in investing in Bitcoin," and I'm like, first off, for those of you who don't know, I invest in crypto, so I constantly watch the market for it. How did you make that 10 grand? I've been watching it and it hasn't dropped and it hasn't peaked.
Exactly.
So it's been leveling out. So where the hell did you make that money? You're not mining for it because it cost a fortune to mine. I know who you are.
Yeah.
So it's like, get the hell out of here. Then their whole story is like, I just bought this car thanks to my investor who helped me discover this loophole in Bitcoin, whatever. Get the hell out.
God, yeah, like I hate it so much, dude. And it's like, yeah, like it's crazy that they are smart enough to like get into somebody else's account, completely hack it, completely take over your social media for all that matter, and then just they're dumb enough that they just start posting all this stuff. And I don't think it's because they do it like one person at a time. I think they do it in bulk, like Costco, basically.
Yeah.
They hack multiple accounts at once, and then they just start bam, 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 just posting all this kind of nonsense until they get one hit, you know, and then they get that one hit, they continue to go on their spree, their hacking spree, and it's like, oh,
I'm so skeptical of all links to where even when friends that I talk to on a daily basis send me stuff, I'm like, I'm not clicking on that. Hell no, I ain't clicking
exactly.
on that.
I'm like, no, sorry, like I'm not, like, unless I actually get a message from you, and I've even gone to the point of I get a message with a link, like click here, check this out, blah blah blah. I'm like, that looks sketchy. Let me call this dude. Hey, man, what the hell you sent me? Oh, man, it's just a link for this. Oh, okay.
I'll check it out.
I just wanted to make sure. Yeah. I was like, it was just weird. Like, it's just a link out of nowhere.
Or I'll usually, if I send something like a link, I'll send a message following it. Did you check that damn link yet?
Did you check that damn thing?
Read the language. If I'm cussing in some way or form, it's legit.
And I think it's just, like you knowing that person well enough too, like knowing like their style and like their, like how do they communicate, right? Just knowing that, I think it can go a long way. But like if you see something like a little sketch, it's like, greetings, like, nah.
You know damn well that's not how I, when I see you, that's the first word out of my mouth. Greetings,
absolutely not. Hell no. Get out of here with that nonsense. But yeah, like going back, you know, like these algorithms are crazy, man. Like we definitely veered off subject. But it's just funny how you have these people in Vegas. Like my other point that I was gonna make or like ask was what kind of people are these, you know, that they posted a video, right? Like it sounded like they were scared, but have you ever noticed on social media how some of these people making these videos, they're like actually actors and they actually act out certain stories? Again, going back to Facebook, because Facebook is like the root of all evil. I think you know it's horrible. There was a lot of these videos and there's these accounts, and these are actors, full blown actors, right? That make like a little story, a little scene, no context to the video. It's just like, oh my God, check out what happened. You know, like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Blah blah blah. and it's those kind of like titles that'll just suck you in and say,
Yeah.
all right, let me click
I'm
on that.
kinda
Let me,
curious.
yeah, like I'm kind of curious. Let me see what's going on here. And it's just these actors that play out a story, and they're not like saying that, hey, this is just a fake story.
They're not disclosing
They're
that,
not
hey,
disclosing.
these are paid actors.
Exactly. And there's been a few that I'm like, all right, I'm gonna delete that account. I'm gonna report that one. I'm gonna like report this as spam, because it's just like, I saw one. It was hilarious though. Like a military family, like a guy comes back from deployment, and then he's just standing like out in a park somewhere, right? And it's like, how'd you get there, right? And then I see this dude walking up, and it's like, when you were in the military and you see other military people that are currently serving, you kind of know what to look for, right? So then you see the dude in the video, no name tags, no rank, no hat, outdoors, and I was like, wait a minute.
Gotcha.
Hold on now. What the hell's going on here? And then the plot of the story is like, oh my God, like I've been deployed for so long. Oh God. What?
I haven't seen any videos like that.
Oh, dude, like they were going on my story, dude. Like not even my story, like my feed.
Yeah.
It was just nonstop, dude. And I was like, oh my God, man. What is this garbage?
It's social media. Have you ever seen the movie? It's hands down got to be one of my favorite movies of all time. I think I might have even mentioned it before on this on our podcast. The Secret Life of Walter Mitty.
Yes. So I've oh, dude, I have seen
With Ben-
this video with Ben Stiller. Is it Ben Stiller?
Ben Stiller.
Yeah, I've seen the movie once.
I recommend
And it was so
rewatching
long
it.
ago.
I absolutely love it. And I'm trying to pull slightly away from social media. I rarely post on my Instagram or anything anymore.
Yep.
Because obviously, like I post, I do photography.
Yeah.
But like I said, Instagram's no longer about photos anymore.
No.
It's all about videos. And there's a line in the movie that just stuck with me from that moment on.
Yeah.
And do you remember Sean Penn? He's one of the photographers. He tracks him down, and he's sitting there, and he's like, I'm here trying to get the snow leopard.
Okay.
It's one of the most elusive animals out there.
Okay, yeah.
And it pops out,
Yep.
and he goes, look, there it is, there it is. And he's just sitting there looking at it, admiring its beauty.
Yep.
And Ben Stiller goes, aren't you going to take the photo? And Sean Penn repeats, he goes, sometimes when I'm in the moment, I don't like the distractions of the camera.
Yeah.
I just want to be in the moment.
Yeah.
And I caught I try to remember that when I go on my vacation trip. So like I went to Hawaii recently, the Big Island, and I saw the volcano. And as I'm sitting there looking at it, I was like, I took my photos real quick, and then I put them away, and I just took the minute to just sit there and look at it and admire its true beauty of what I'm seeing.
Yep.
And I feel like nowadays no one does that.
Nobody, no.
You take a photo of something. I'll give you a great example. At concerts, how many people are taking videos of the concert? And I'm guilty of it too. But for the majority of the time, you're not even looking at the artist on stage. You're looking at them through your screen, that's on stage. And you're like, I just want to get the perfect shot.
Yep.
And the whole time, I'm like, you're missing out. You can look back on your video and be like, oh, that was so cool. But I'm like, you didn't get to experience it.
You didn't experience the
with
whole
your
thing.
own
Yeah.
eyes.
And that's what's crazy to me, that you would actually pay money to go to an event. Those are the ones that blow my mind completely. You pay money to go to an event that might be sold out for most people, or somebody didn't get the chance to actually attend the event, or whatever the case may be. And all you did was record the whole show on your phone. You were just sitting there recording the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
And then you didn't even get to enjoy the show. You didn't get to see the show, right? You're literally looking at the guy through your screen. It's crazy to me. It blows my mind.
Yeah.
And have you noticed lately, if you go to like a show, any kind of show now, concert, comedy show, whatever the case may be, a lot of the times they'll tell you no phones.
Yep.
This actually got some backlash a while back because some venues, some artists, they specifically request that the audience have no phones at all. So some of the venues will actually take your phone
Confiscated.
and basically confiscate it before you even go in. And if you have like maybe like some sort of emergency, it's like, hey, come on out, and then grab your phone.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
That was one of the things. People were like, absolutely not, no way. So then they came up with this other thing where it was like kind of like a shadow box, and you lock your phone inside of it, and you just take your phone in there with you. So like if you do get a notification of an emergency, oh crap, I gotta go.
Yeah.
So then you run out. And again, people still, no, absolutely not. Like, I can't do it. And it's like, then why are you there? You paid money for this show, for this concert, for this whatever.
Yeah.
And you just want to be on your phone the whole damn time? It's crazy.
Stupid. It's stupidity at its finest. Society. I hate 90% of you. You guys, oh my God, so stupid. Don't get me wrong. In no way, shape, or form am I perfect. I have moments to where you're like,
yeah.
I guarantee someone looks at me and go, that guy's a retard. I'm like, hey, I own up to it.
Yeah.
100%. I'm not saying I'm the smartest man out there, but the rest of society makes the average person look like a genius. You know, it's going bad. I understand why some places would want that. You have comedians that are practicing new material for a show that they're going to have recorded probably through HBO, Netflix, or something like that. And so it's like, do not record this. I don't want this getting out before big, because you know they want the rest of the world to see it when they do their hour special.
Yep.
So I understand why they take their phones from you.
Yeah.
And at the same time, like you said, you paid probably an outrageous amount of money this to see this concert, comedian, movie, whatever it may be. Mm-hmm. Put the damn phone away. I get it. You want a quick photo? Oh, look where I'm at.
Yeah, check it out.
After that, put that phone away.
Put it down, yeah.
I can't tell you, and I mean this full-heartedly. I don't care when you post, and I've been guilty of it too. When you post on your social medias of a concert you're at and you record a good 30-minute video, I'm like, I don't care. I want you to understand.
I'm not watching it.
If you see that I'm on there, like it shows, oh, so-and-so looked at it. I want you to know what I actually did was I clicked through it so fast to get to the next person. That's all I did. Unless you are seeing someone very, very famous and they have a song that's just popular throughout the world.
Yeah.
That's it. If you see Michael Jackson singing "Beat It," all right, cool. Obviously, he's dead. But an example, someone that famous, a song that popular,
literally.
That's the only time I'm gonna sit there and like, oh, I'm pretty jealous.
That's what's crazy to me. Like, and also like the people that like how you said you go out to nature, and you want to enjoy nature. You're going out into the outdoors because it's like, I want to get away.
You're trying to escape.
Disconnect. But yet you still take it with you.
Yeah.
So like, I have people on my Facebook, again, same thing. They go out, they go places. They take a picture damn near every day that they go out. They record every single minute of their life. And they just post a picture like, oh, look what I did, or look what this person did, or look at what my kids did, look at my mom did, and look at everything, right? I started like, nope, get away from my page. I don't want to see you. No, I'm done, because it's like I get overcrowded with your stuff all the time, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, enjoy your damn life.
Yeah.
Like it looks cool. Whatever it is that you're doing looks cool. Why aren't you just enjoying it?
Exactly.
Why aren't you just sitting there enjoying it?
If you're doing something phenomenal,
and
something that's breathtaking, all right, do a quick pic, send it. Let me see. So I could be like, all right, I'm jealous.
Yeah, like good.
Other than that, after that quick photo, and like I said, because I do photography, I'm trying to capture a perfect shot. That's why my camera's with me. But other than that, like I said, my parents were with me. You can ask them. Like, the camera went away.
Yeah.
And I just sat there for a good 10, 20 minutes just
Yep.
admiring the full beauty of what it was I was looking at, because I may never see that again.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I want to be able to, instead of looking at the photo, go in my head and
Yep.
be like, I remember that so vividly.
I personally think like in certain instances like that, like if it's your first time there and you're going to a place for the very first time, then yeah, take the picture, record that memory, call it a day. And if you are able to, go again another time.
Absolutely.
And just enjoy it yourself. Just enjoy it. That's
Yeah,
it.
no cameras
No
involved.
cameras involved, nothing at all, because you already recorded that memory. That memory was like, you know, like if you go to, like I said, Hawaii for the first time, or you
Yeah.
go to the Bahamas for the first time, whatever. Record that memory, call it a day.
Call it a day.
That's it. If you can go another time, I'm just going to be here in the moment enjoying myself, because that's the whole point of you going out, is for you to enjoy it, to relax, to just unwind. And it's just baffling, man. Like,
So-
I chuck it to the fact that everybody wants to go viral.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody.
Everyone.
Like, there's nobody out there that, you know, like, you take a picture of something and you post it chasing for those likes, and it's crazy to me how
That controls your whole life.
that can
Your whole-
exactly.
everything you do is for that purpose of getting someone else's recognition, of liking what it is
Literally.
you're doing, instead of doing it because you wanted to do it,
Yep.
or because you actually enjoy it.
Exactly.
When we were on the beach in Hawaii, I was like, all right, you ready to go? And my dad, who has almost zero social media,
Yeah.
he has Instagram. That's just like the same concept to communicate with family. Other than that,
Yeah.
he doesn't go any further than that. But he was sitting on the beach, and I caught it. He was like, you ready to go? I was, hold on. He's just sitting out there
Yep.
watching the waves crash.
Yep.
And I think it's because that was his first time to Hawaii, probably maybe his only time, but he was fully engulfed in the moment. And it was actually a beautiful moment to witness from the outside, seeing
Yeah.
someone enjoy something
Yeah.
like that. And you don't see that anymore.
Exactly.
You go to the beach,
Yep.
and everyone's laying down on their towel with their phones in their hands or whatever. I get it. If you take a phone or something for music,
Yeah.
well, because you're doing something outdoorsy,
Yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
Totally.
Got it.
But if you're sitting there and you don't know your surroundings, because the whole time you're walking on this trail, you're just looking down at your phone.
Yeah.
What was the point of it?
What was the point of being there? Yeah. It makes no sense. Like, I try to get away from people. Like, you see the people, like, if you go on a hiking trail and they are literally walking along, their phone already in their hand, ready for whatever.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, I try to get away from them. It's like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. You know, like, no,
Yep.
I'm out of here. It's crazy, man. Like, I can't stand it.
It's a sad reality.
It
I
is.
wish we can go to an alternate reality where social media was never created.
I'm jealous of like old people. Well, I mean, I got longer to live, but hey, I'm jealous because they're not worried about all the nonsense, you know, all
They're
the
not.
little stuff that we tend to worry about. Like, oh my God, like who's gonna like these pictures? You know, like who's gonna like actually look at them? Blah blah blah, etc. It's like nobody cares, man.
No one cares.
Nobody really cares.
And I
Like,
get it. We sound very contradicting.
Oh, yeah,
saying
like-
this on a podcast that we're gonna upload to YouTube, hoping people
you,
like it.
you better like and share.
Yeah, like the hell out of it.
But it's just, yeah, like it's sometimes I'm like, man, I wish I never jumped into the social media game. I wish I never would have like gotten into it at all.
And it's crazy. So I don't have a Facebook. I created one and posted one photo and then never got back onto it. And because like way back then when I was with my ex, she, you know, every time I saw Facebook, it was all drama. No one was ever posting anything cool or inspirational.
Yep.
All I ever saw was drama. People calling
Oh,
people
yeah.
out, throwing airing their dirty laundry and stuff. And she's like, "How come you don't have one?" It's because that's the reason.
Because of
And
that right there.
Unfortunately, I have family members that are super ghetto, and I was like, I don't want to be associated with them in any way, shape, or form. So I don't get it how you could have grown up
Yep.
to be such a shitbag.
I still have family members. Well, they're not really family members. They're kind of like associated family, I guess you
Yeah.
could say, that do pretend fights on social media. You know, like, oh, I'm gonna post this picture for the haters, and I was like, who's hating?
You don't have no haters.
Who's hating? Who's You have no haters. Like, why would you, like, oh, I know you came onto my profile just to see what I was up to, but it's none of your business. It's like, who are you fighting
Congratulations,
with?
you got one person.
Who-
One person who may be a little salty of you. Congratulations. Hey, take that S off that haters.
That's what drives me crazy. It's like, who are you fighting with? Hey, Are these your demons? Like, are you fighting with your demons right now?
They got 3 voices in their head, and 2 of them hate one. Oh my God, it's hilarious, right? Like, I've said it so many times. It's so cringy to me. Like, to me, the cringiest thing you can do is post on your social medias motivational quotes. It's like,
Oh, God,
never
I
once
hate
have I
it.
ever seen you do anything
I hate it,
that
dude.
you were doing something inspirational. Your motivation is at the all-time low. I don't see you out there actually grinding,
Yeah.
for a better life. And yet you go to post this video of like, keep your chin up,
Yeah.
blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's not you. You're not about that life.
Oh, I know.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy.
You're not that guy. You could try to tell yourself you're that guy. You're not that guy.
Man, it was funny. You mentioned grinding for a better life. I saw something yesterday that I just could not stop laughing, dude. So, leaving the theater, I was going home, I saw this car that was passing me, right? I just got like a full flashback of back on the island. And it was this kid driving this old, like, late 90s, early 2000s Toyota Corolla. Corolla or Camry? I think it was a Corolla. Clapped out. Fully clapped out with little rims on it and the LED headlights on there. And I see him, right? And this thing is like making all kinds of noise. And I look inside. It's a kid, right? He's young. And I see that little Puerto Rican flag just hanging off of the
Shame.
And it's like,
shame.
I was like, oh my God, these people, they leave the island and they just do the same exact thing that they did before. So, like, back home, that's all you'll see. It's these little clapped out cars, right?
That weren't meant to be.
They were
that
never meant to be clapped out.
never designed
No.
for performance.
No, ever. Never, ever. Right? So, like, back on the island, what they do is they put the rims on it. They cut the suspension, make it lower. These things are just rattling your brain down the road, right?
Every dip, everything,
Everything, dude. Oh my God, you're gonna feel it in your back, right? Like, that's why these guys complain about their sciatica, 30 years later. It's like,
It's happening. Flashbacks.
there it is. And the loudest sound system ever known to man, right? That's all you hear. You're gonna hear Daddy Yankee from a mile away, dude.
Of course, it's Daddy Yankee. Of course.
So it's crazy. Like, I see this guy too. Like, I'm looking at him, and I just couldn't stop laughing because he's got a dead serious face, right?
Oh, that's Dom Toretto right there, bro. You better be careful. That's part of the Toretto family right there. Because I know I'm from PR, but I got family in Cuba as well.
And then it's crazy to me. Like, so you're telling me that you left the island because you wanted a better life. You came out, and I get it. I get starting out from the bottom because I've been there before, right? I think most of us have started from somewhere.
Oh, absolutely.
And I get it. But damn it, don't do the same shit you were doing back home, damn it.
Leave that on the island.
Leave that shit back there. I was like, oh my God. And I was just dying, dude. I was like, yep, there he is. There he is. You can spot a Puerto Rican a mile away. either from the Daddy Yankee blasting from a mile away, or from the cologne that's gonna slap you in the face when you fucking you smell him.
Dude, my grandpa. Oh my God. Oh, my grandpa. I think I told you this yesterday because I was repainting his bathroom, and he had on the trim of his all his door frames, his mirrors.
Yeah.
There was about a pound of baby powder. And I'm telling you, this dude, like, he's old school, man. He gets out of the shower and just pretty much throws the baby powder in the air and just covers himself in it. Baby powder everywhere, man. And then he grabs this strong cologne.
Oh God, dude.
Little dab here, little dab there.
Oh man.
And then you walk by him and you're like, after give him a good 30 minutes, he smells good. Within that first 30 minutes, smell it and you're like, your nostrils, you feel like your nostril hairs are just on fire. Like, oh my God.
Just talking about it made me sneeze. I was like, oh God, Jesus Christ. I'm telling it's insane, dude. That's the old school way, actually. The new school is you just grab a bottle and you don't stop until that bottle's halfway down.
Every other day you gotta go buy a new cologne.
I'm telling you, every other day you gotta go buy a new cologne.
Less is more sometimes. Less is more,
dude. It used to go crazy, man. Like we used to, and I can't shit on all of them completely because I used to do the same thing. It's like it's a culture thing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what else to call it.
Yeah, culture is probably the best.
It's dumb.
Way to explain
It's stupid. It's completely out of control. You're taking this cologne bottle, right, and you're looking at, oh yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then don't stop until the bottom.
You're like, well, what if she smells my knees?
Exactly.
Let me get them too.
Man, who was it? It was one of those old school guys that was teaching me, right? It's like, hey man, whenever you're gonna meet a girl, make sure you put that cologne on. You know, you don't wanna go out there not smelling good. You wanna smell good, bro. You wanna smell good. And it's like, all right, oh yeah, cool. And then he's telling me, he's like, yeah, man, you know, make sure all around your neck, cause you know she's gonna want to smell the neck, right? And it's like, yeah. And then he's like, yeah, make sure you put on your arms, because, you know, when you're going to be dancing, she's going to be, like, right here smelling, right? It's like, I thought she was already smelling the neck. It's like, no, the arm, too. All right. Okay.
Oh, my
And he's
God.
like, make sure you spray it on your body, too. It's like, on my shirt? He's like, yeah, spray it on there, too. It's like, what, is she going to smell my shirt?
Dude, there was a video. There's a video out there. I'll see if I can find it. These guys, they prank their buddy because they know he does the same thing. He sprays everywhere. They put a little bit of bleach in his cologne.
Oh.
And so he goes to spray. And they go, bro, you didn't notice your shirt was changing colors? He had 90% of his shirt had changed colors.
Blotch.
Other than, he had
God.
like it looked like a tie-dye. Like he just dipped it in something.
Oh, my
God. It was
God.
everywhere. And they were like, how many sprays did you do?
Yep. It's,
He had the back, the legs.
oh my God. And to top it all off, the Puerto Ricans, when they dress up, they're the most colorful things out there. You thought
They match the buildings?
dude, they match buildings. I kid you not. Like, you know how sneakerheads, right?
Yeah.
When they're talking about sneakers, they're in their domain, right? That's their place, right? We used to have to match the sneakers to the shirt and the pants and the hat. And it's like, is this necessary?
That's a lot.
And they're like, it's necessary.
That's
like,
a lot.
I don't think it's necessary. Really? Because that seems a little. It's necessary. And then you look at them, right, and you would think that they're just supporting Pride Month because they're freaking, they are colorful, dude. And it's like, oh my God, by the way, you know, it's Pride Month. Happy Pride Month to everybody out there.
Happy sexuality.
If you care for that kind of stuff, I guess.
It's crazy. Like,
but you would easily mistake them.
you know what's crazy? You ever meet people who one thing is their whole identity. Mm-hmm. Like you just said, Pride Month. I find it funny. Like, I don't care what you like. I don't care what you do with your body. You do you. But I always find it funny how certain people, their sexuality is their whole identity. And gay.
Yep.
That's who they are. When you think of them, you don't think, oh, hey, there's Mike who's a successful business owner and he does charity and stuff.
Yep.
Like, oh no, hey, there's Mike. He's gay.
He's gay.
He's gay.
I think.
Like I said, I'm not dogging on anyone. You know, if you do you. I have some friends that are gay. I have some friends that are that have transitioned. I don't care. It's your body. You do with you what you want with it. It's not affecting me. I don't care. But I always find it funny how that is their whole identity.
It's embarrassing. I think that, you know, I hate getting into these topics because like I tend to string a couple chords. You know, like there's a few people out there that's like, he just hit the right note.
What was it? The whole guitar. You were.
I was playing the whole damn guitar, but it's embarrassing to me that you are actually top in your field, right?
Yeah.
That you would actually take the time to learn a certain field, actually devote your time, devote your life to it because that's what you like to do, whether it be music, art, the type of industry that you're in, whatever the case may be, whatever it is that you are into, that you put your time and effort into that, and you only got recognized because you were gay or lesbian or trans or whatever the case may be. And it's like, that's embarrassing.
It's sad.
That's just sad altogether.
It says I don't I don't respect your knowledge, your brain.
Exactly.
I just respect your identity.
Exactly.
That's it.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
Right.
That hit deep right
yeah,
there.
So it's sad, man. Like there was a video. This guy did this video. There's a quick. I think it was on TikTok, and it was quick.
It's always TikTok.
Yeah,
We go back to TikTok.
Damn TikTok, man. You got me. Let me go. We did this video about how he goes, I think I found the moment society shifted. We started going towards, is woke racist? Are they this one and the same? And he was talking about how this school did this thing where all the minorities, all the, you know, it was blacks, Hispanics, gay people, they all left school for a day.
Yeah.
Basically, all there was white people left in that school that day. And then, you know, it was pretty much like a nice protest saying, hey, you know, we just want to be heard and respected. Cool, whatever.
Okay.
The next year, they did vice versa. They said, all the white people should probably just leave the school for the day. And some of the white people were like, you know, the majority of them were like, okay, we'll leave for the day. One of them was like, I'm a professor here. No, that ain't happening. I'm going to stay here. This is my job.
Yeah.
He goes, I don't care about race. This is my job.
Yep.
J-O-B. Some of you don't have one. And dude, like,
sick burn.
And a lot of people were pretty much calling him racist for it. He's not racist because he doesn't want to leave. If anything, that makes them racist because they wanted segregation. He's like, it's segregation, which it is. Some of you don't really know what the meaning of that is. You use the word very loosely.
I'm gonna say it right now, and again,
Play that guitar.
String a couple chords. I think more people of color are more racist than white people.
100.
Because I always hear the same nonsense about, like, I can't be racist because I'm brown, because I'm black, because I'm yellow, because I'm purple, whatever the case may be, right? And it's like, I can't be racist. Only that guy can be racist.
Lies.
Like, what?
Lies. You can 100% be a racist. Doesn't matter what color you are.
And I've heard it before, dude. Like, even from my own family. Like, when I was joining the military at first, right? I remember this story is actually this was pretty funny, and I laughed about it later. At the time, I didn't think it was funny, but I was sitting in basic training, and I made a few friends, you know. And when you're in the military, dude, color isn't a thing. It's never a thing. You meet the Asian guy and you meet the whitest guy, you know, you meet some albino motherfuckers, right? And it's like, damn, dude, you are pasty. Good Lord. But you somehow become the best as a friends, right? Like
brothers.
somehow you end up making a bond, right?
Yeah.
And like none of that other crap matters, right? One day I was sitting there, we were all like in a circle just shooting the shit, just talking. And then one of the guys, when he was talking to me, he was just kind of talking, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. N-word.
Oh, it's gonna get good.
And
It's gonna get good.
And I stopped and paused, and I was like, "What'd you just say?" And he's like, "Oh," and then he said it again.
Was he Puerto Rican?
No.
Was he black?
Yes.
All right.
Right? So I'm sitting there, and I am completely, baffled. I'm like, what did he say?
Oh, what did you say?
What did he say? And I remember I got mad. I got hot, right? I was like, you can't fucking say that. You can't. And I almost got to fight with this guy, right? And then I'm sitting down, and it took the other Puerto Rican to come over. By the way, you go to basic training, you're going to hit a Puerto Rican anywhere you go. It doesn't matter. But it took the other Puerto Rican to come over. It's like, hey, man, that's just normal. Like, what?
That's normal.
What do you mean that's normal? That's not normal. No, that's racist. And then he put it into perspective, and he said, you know how you go and you're in the island and you're calling everybody cabron, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yeah, it's the same thing
Same
here.
thing.
It's like,
Yeah, you don't even mean like.
and I felt like shit afterwards because I was like, damn, I talked to the guy afterwards, and he's like, I didn't mean anything by it, dude. Like I was just talking to you, whatever. And after that point, that's when basically I did a mind shift, and I kind of started seeing things a different way.
Yeah.
And it's like, so it's not about, being, this person's racist because he said a word.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not about words. It's about actions. So if they just call you that and it's in a friendly manner, they're just shooting the shit
yeah,
with
it's
you.
all about tone too. Like you said,
It's all about the tone. Yeah.
Everyone on the island calls each other cabron, and it's and you're not even meaning it. You're probably saying it not with the full intention of what the
Literally,
word
no,
means.
you're
just
don't.
like cabron, and it's all in the way you say it, and
Literally.
it's funny, right? So, people, you and me being people of a certain ethnicity. Yeah, brown. It's still there.
Yeah, won't wipe off.
So you coming from the island, my family, I'm half Puerto Rican, half Mexican. It's hilarious, man, that you say that someone called you the N-word. I have an associate or a good buddy. His name was Javon.
Okay.
And I'm sure you've heard this story. I've told many people. I was like, you can't believe what he just gave me. I can't believe I just got the golden ticket. For those of you who don't know, Javon's black, very black. And he's a really cool dude, really smart. And he said, we're sitting on the door one day. That was part of what our job was. We have to guard a door. And we're sitting there, and he tells me, it's all quiet. And he goes, hey. He's like, what up? He goes, you're Puerto Rican, right? I go, yeah. Family's Puerto Rican. Yeah, what's up? Representing. Then he goes, you guys get away with saying the N-word? I was all, what?
No.
Stood up straight. I was all, do tell. And he goes, well, if you don't know your history, let me explain to you. He goes, when the ships came from Africa and they were headed to the mainland of America, he goes, you think they just made a straight beeline to the mainland, or you think they stopped off other places? I was like, I'm assuming they stopped off in other places. He goes, they did. They stopped off in all the islands of the Caribbean. He goes, that's why you have they stopped off in Cuba, Puerto Rico, and they made you guys pick the sugar canes.
Yep.
I go, what? He goes, yeah, you guys just got a little lighter over time. I was like, what? He goes, yeah, you guys were slaves. I was all, son of a. So he's like, you guys were allowed. That's why Puerto Ricans get away with saying the N-word. I was like, I was saying, you ain't gonna trap me, Donna,
my neighbor.
But from there on, every once in a while, I'm like, he said I could. He said I could.
He said I could say it. He said I could say it. It's funny how a lot of people don't know, and it's like I don't really care anymore.
Yeah.
Like I don't bother. But yeah, like Puerto Ricans are a mix of black, Native Americans,
Yep.
and white.
Probably
Spaniard.
the owners of the slaves. Our family, or if you go back enough in our family tree, I guarantee you'll see slavery somewhere.
Yeah, and before somebody goes on there and corrects me and say like, no, Puerto Ricans didn't have Native Americans. Like, no, the Taínos came from America, from Florida. They got on a boat and they went all the way down to the Caribbean. So yeah, basically Native Americans. I used to make the joke of like, wait a minute, so. Because I found out later that Native Americans that, live in the United States, they get a check from the government, or like they get like some sort of like money.
They do.
On Indian reservations and stuff like that,
It's
right?
America saying, hey, my bad.
Yeah, sorry, whoops. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then somebody explained it further to me, and they said basically the way it works is that those that are still left, those that are still around and continue the lineage, right? They continue
the lifestyle.
That lifestyle.
Yeah.
Then you get this paycheck, because most of that generation got wiped out.
They did. Their language, a lot of their
Right.
languages are gone because the elders are no longer there to teach
Exactly.
the same. In fact, there's a whole. Our history is messed up because it's America's history is a history of the whole world. Like we have, it's not one it's not one ethnicity, it's not one race, it's a mixture. America
Right.
is a cesspool of all cultures. It really is.
Yep. And that was the joke basically. It was like, oh, okay, so they get a paycheck? And they're like, yeah. I was like, where's my paycheck?
Hold on.
Hey, hold on, Uncle Sam. Look here.
You son of a.
Where's my paycheck? Damn it! You wiped them all out.
I could have been walking around with a feather in my hair called scat. There goes scat.
There goes Scat. There goes Little Bear.
Little Bear.
But
I think you have to be a certain percentage. So if you,
I didn't know. Like, I didn't know the full the full details of the whole thing. Like I said, it was just more like a joke. Like
Yeah.
I was just kind of going around like, hey, where the hell's my? They wiped all my people out. Like, what happened there? Like what? And then I was like, whatever. I don't care.
I'm quite curious, man. I do want to do a family thing, whatever, like your DNA
One of those
test.
23
23andMe or something like that.
21
or
and
something
whatever.
like that.
Yeah.
I want to do that to see if there is how much Indian I have in me, if any at all.
Yeah.
My grandma, I believe she had a lot in her because she had long, beautiful black hair.
Yep.
Like she had some features of like what an Indian would look like.
Yep.
And I'm curious, like now that you pointed out to me that
Yep.
the natives did make it from Florida down to Puerto Rico.
Down to Puerto Rico,
So
yeah.
I'm curious, like, all right, man, now I have some on my grandpa's side. I'm like,
Yep.
now I'm curious. My grandpa's a little light skinned though,
Yep.
but I am curious as to if I have a more percentage than I thought I did.
So, like, one thing, and excuse me. So recently I went out to South Dakota, right? And I went out to go see the presidents, right? Like I saw the Mount Rushmore, and that was pretty cool, right? Then right next to it, and somehow I never knew about it. I just didn't know. I guess I was just not cultured enough, I guess. Like I didn't really care until I got up there, and people are telling us, like, oh, where have you been? Like, what are you doing up here? Whatever. And I was like, oh, well, we came to see Mount Rushmore, see the sights, see some of the little stuff here. And then they told us, like, oh, go check out Crazy Horse, the Crazy Horse monument. And I was like, what the heck is that? And they're like, yeah, you should definitely go check that out. And I was like, all right, cool. So we drove around. We get to the Crazy Horse monument, and it's a whole nother head being carved on a mountainside, right? And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, are they just picking a mountain and just carving people's heads into it? Like, what's going on here?
Did they just start it?
They started years ago. They started this, like, so whenever Mount Rushmore was finished, quote unquote, little bit after Mount Rushmore got finished,
yeah,
they started on Crazy Horse. The only difference is that Crazy Horse is being done with non-profit money. So they are carving on the side of this mountain with non-profit money, and it's actually on an Indian reservation as well. The government did offer to assist in building the monument, and the natives said, no,
I want your damn
we don't
money.
want it. Yeah, we don't want it. So I was like, well, that's actually pretty cool, like, cool. This monument is to be bigger than Mount Rushmore altogether. Right now they don't have an estimated end time. But when I went to go check it out, this is kind of where I was going with the story. I went to go check it out, and I see, like, the history, like the Indian artifacts that they have, because they have a museum and all that kind of stuff. And it's crazy how a lot of the symbols, the things that they used, the tools, the housing that they did, it was all similar, like, if not damn near identical to what the Indians in Puerto Rico used. And it's like, it just goes to prove even further that we all came from the same place.
Yeah, the same genes.
The same genes, exactly. And I was like, damn, that's crazy.
That's pretty dope.
I like going to those kind of museums, because I get to see it. I see the history, and I get to, like, compare, It's like, hey, this is kind of like how our Indians had it. This is kind of how we had it, and just to compare, just to see. Like, I like actually seeing these exhibits and, like, the showings, because just because it's like we all came from the same place.
Oh, yeah. I actually love museums, man. I never thought I would, but I absolutely love museums. When you show me something that hasn't been taught to me through school. School was a very bland, a very small fraction, a sliver of what actually happened throughout history.
Oh yeah.
So as you become an adult and you get these privileges and abilities to actually go out of your way on your own and learn this stuff, you start to realize, you're like, oh man, there's some stuff out there that I was never told,
never aware of, never knew of. Yeah,
and it's fascinating. I love it. And then I absolutely love art museums as well, because I'm like, this is insane.
I love that kind of stuff. Yeah. I've been seeing lately these podcasts. I don't know why the school brought it up, but, like, I've been seeing, like, these podcasts on TikTok, YouTube, on Instagram or whatever. They just like to, like, just shit on everybody else.
Oh,
and especially, like,
women,
shit on women.
Oh yeah, they bring women on just to, and it's hilarious, man, because they'll start off and they'll ask them their opinions and stuff, and it always leads back to rate us, or we'll rate you. What do you think you are?
Yeah.
Who gives a fuck what you think you are? First off, no one, and I mean no one, is a fucking 10. You're not even near an 8. Do you know what an 8 or a 10 looks like?
Yeah.
Those are unicorns. They're
let's go
rare.
back to the hot crazy matrix. Let's get that guy.
They're popping up everywhere, like you said. Though
it's all over my. I don't know how it got to my feed.
It's on mine as well.
It's crazy, but almost everybody decided to, like, chime in onto these things, and it's like they want to, like, challenge the intellect of these women.
Yep.
And it's like, why are you doing that? Like, what do you get out of this?
Yeah.
And then you have everybody and their mom on their comments, you know, it's like, yeah, no, know your worth, kings. Know your worth. It's like, listen,
You're not
dude,
a king.
Listen, dude, you probably haven't taken a shower in like 5 days, so you need to chill out, buddy. Before you say that you know your worth, you need to go take a shower and wash your balls.
And not only that, like when they do, and I think it's trending. That's why these guys are making these new podcasts where they're just shitting on women or other people.
Yep.
And the sad part is, like, you know, like you said, they bring on these women to belittle them, and obviously they pick women who have, they have certain backgrounds.
I've never, like, that's exactly. I've never seen an actual successful one, like a woman that's successful, that has a good career, that has, like, you know, like,
where they're
her
not
whole life
showing themselves naked. Like when we say successful, because I'm sure we're on the same wavelength about this. A lot of these women that they're inviting on, they're OnlyFans rich or something like that. Don't get me wrong, they make far more money than I do.
Yeah, definitely.
So in that sense, they're very successful. Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, somebody that, like, worked, you know, in their field, like, worked their way up.
Instead
of
using their body, they use their brain.
Their brain, you know, to get into, like, you know, the company that they're in. They never, like, interview one of those women, you know, like, it's always, like, the ones that are, like, oh, the OnlyFans model, oh, the Instagram model, oh, you work at a strip club. Yeah, cool. Come on to the show.
I want to see
like,
the next episode on,
like,
I
really,
think one
dude?
of the
Like,
podcasts is called Whatever Podcast. You know, I'll fucking flat out say it. We got nothing but time to talk shit.
Exactly.
So, you know.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. You have all these other. It's funny when you hear someone call themselves an alpha male. You don't know jack shit. What it means to be an actual alpha male. You're not a wolf. You're not a fucking lion, dude. Get over yourself.
Yeah.
So it's hilarious. I want to see on one of these next podcasts, bring on someone who's a graduate from MIT, or
bring
Harvard.
Bring them on there. Yeah, exactly.
And, you know, ask them questions.
Yeah. Why don't you do that instead of, like, just grabbing these girls from the streets or, you know, wherever? Like, I'm not trying to shit on these girls, you know. I'm not trying to double down on what they're doing, but it's like they do what they have to do to survive, you know, to move on with their lives. Yeah. And I don't care. Like, nobody cares. Like, whatever. Like, I'm sure you're at home enjoying all the content that they're putting out, you know. I'm sure you're enjoying their OnlyFans.
Oh, absolutely.
So, like, why would you turn around and just say, like, you're not worth anything because you're an OnlyFans model? It's like, what do you get from that, dude?
There's one thing I can guarantee you. It's that, you know, I can't speak about a lot of their background of these men, but there's one thing I know for a fact. You are a man, and you have the same needs I do. So to sit there and say you were to put yourself on this pedestal or this high horse and say I'm not about that life. I don't watch OnlyFans or porn.
So
I bet you do.
I've seen a shift. So this is what I have noticed, right? I've seen a shift in things kind of moving forward, right? Like, so when we were younger, I don't know how it was for you, but I know for me, it's basically you had to put in, like, all the effort. You had to, like, show up. You had to, like, peacock basically to try to attract a girl, right? To attract a female. It's like you're 15, you know, teenager, and you're trying to attract a female. It's like, what am I doing here? But that was your goal. When you were younger, that was the goal, right? Always failed.
Yep.
Always failed. And it's like, I struck out. I can't remember how many times I struck out, dude. And it's crazy. But to moving forward, you kind of get that embedded in your head, and it's like, okay, I need to try and impress. I need to try and show up. I need to try and, like, do these things, you know. And then if you get turned down, you get turned down. Move on to the next one, right?
It's life. It sucks, but it's life.
The shift that I've been seeing is these guys that don't do that anymore. They don't try to impress the female anymore. They don't try to impress the girls anymore. They're like, nah, if she wants me, she's going to come to me now. And it's like, whoa, wait a
I mean,
minute.
don't get me wrong.
What?
I would love a chick to come towards me and hit on me.
I wish it was that damn easy.
Yeah. But you looking at a strikeout king right here. Like, I've struck out so many times, it's not even funny. But at the end of the day, like, and this is going back to people
Yeah.
who this is their whole identity. So, like, we were talking about, like, and these imaginary people, by the way, Mike, who's his whole identity is that he's gay.
Yeah.
These guys, their whole identity is that they're sitting there going, "Oh, women don't treat us right. Women don't treat us right. We gotta
Yeah.
stay strong. We gotta stay strong."
And it's always these outlandish scenarios too. It's like, oh, you know, like if I make this much money, what are you bringing to the table? What are you bringing to the table? It's like, really? Like if you got all that damn money, then what do you care what they're
I
bringing
don't
to the
care.
table?
Most people who make that level of money where they're that successful, they have it in their heads. You know, if a woman strikes me out, or if she says no, puts me in, you know, that doesn't affect my job.
No, it doesn't.
I get to wake up tomorrow, get to go to my job, make the same
Literally.
amount of money, and you know it doesn't affect me. And I'm still going to be able to go out and do everything I want to do. Go to the next one. There are over 7 billion people on this planet. You're going to tell me that one of them's not going to at least say yes?
Literally. I like using the example of Leonardo DiCaprio. This dude is successful beyond his wildest dreams, right? Like I'm sure he has
on another
everything.
level.
He doesn't need anything, right?
Nope.
He has gone through partners like underwear. Because the minute that they hit 25 years old, that's it. You're going in the trash.
Gone.
Gone. And it's like nobody ever hears about how he treated her, or nobody hears their story, you know, like, oh my God, he treated me like crap, you know, like doo-doo. No, I bet he bought you everything that you wanted. You went over there and, you know, did whatever he wanted. And then you moved on with your life.
It was a mutual agreement.
It was a mutual agreement.
I bet she wanted to stay longer, but
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
but she
I'm
knew
sure.
what was the end result.
Exactly. You knew the end result, and you're out. And Leo doesn't care. Leo is just, hey, I'll just move on to with the next one.
Yep, you could write paragraph after paragraph after about that guy.
That's
It's
it.
not going to affect him. He's still going to be an Oscar winner.
Oh yeah,
He's still going to be an A-list celebrity. It doesn't matter.
that guy. Oh man. But yeah,
It's
like
you, Leo.
But no, like I don't care. Like I think these shows, these podcasts that just want to shit on these women, like they should probably move on to the next subject.
Absolutely.
Because it's, what are you trying to accomplish here? You know, you keep bringing on all these so-called alpha males.
I haven't seen one yet.
I haven't seen one yet. And no, dude, like I'm pretty sure you just got rejected your whole life, and now you're advocating for other guys that got rejected too.
That or they get rejected once, and that just sends them down a spiral.
Sends them down a spiral, and like, God, dude, just
hate 'em
stop,
all.
just stop.
I hate 'em
Just
all.
stop, man. Yeah, it's ridiculous. You're embarrassing yourself. And then these girls too, like for those girls that go on these
Stop
shows,
coming on
stop
the
going
damn
on the damn show,
podcast.
man. Exactly.
They literally pick someone, and this is not to, like you said, not to double down and start hating on them. I get it. You made your money showing off your ass and tits. I get it. Hey, kudos to you. They probably look nice. You know, you had enough simps to buy and pay you to where you made enough to where you could buy you a house outright. Cool. Understand where your power lies. It's not in your brain. I'm sorry to say it. So when you come on this podcast, knowing these guys are gonna dog on you and talk shit, stop doing it, man. That's not where your strong suit is.
Nope. Exactly. It's not. Just stop. Just keep doing what you're doing.
You have an idiot trying to talk down to another idiot.
Exactly.
And it's fuck, dude.
Yeah.
Makes me mad.
Just stop.
I'm
Just
trying to help you here.
just continue on with what you're doing. You're doing great. You know, continue on with what you're doing. I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that are going to subscribe to your OnlyFans.
At the end of the day, you get to cry in the Lambo.
Exactly.
Do you want to cry in the Lambo or do you want to cry in the Honda? I'd
It
rather
was-
cry in the Lambo.
It was like, who was it? It was like one of these news anchors. Oh, it was hilarious. I laughed so hard. One of these news anchors was interviewing a girl. And she used to be like a teacher. some kind of teacher, whatever, left teaching altogether to go to OnlyFans. And it's like, again, I don't care. I don't give two shits. Do what you want to do. And then this guy's like, aren't you afraid that your kids are going to see it one day? Or aren't you afraid that, blah, 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 this and that? And you don't think they're going to cry over that? They're going to, it's going to affect them? And then she just responds like, they can cry in a Lambo. Hey.
Junior can cry in a Lambo.
Yeah. And Junior's going to grow up. It's like, mom's an OnlyFans mom.
Those would be the
Great,
kids
cool.
that never surf the internet for porn because they're afraid they're going to come across something.
Yep. I'm like, yeah.
Those would be the kids that are straight arrow.
Yep.
But
which, I mean, really, you can't go wrong, I guess.
you can't go wrong. It probably help you, man. You spent less time on the internet.
That's what mom's doing? I guess I'm staying away from all this.
Yep. Staying away from it.
Staying away from it completely. So, yeah, your argument just went invalid. So, yeah.
Done.
Sorry, buddy.
Change the damn channel.
Yeah.
Different subject.
It's nuts. But, oh, well.
Oh, wow.
Oh, well. All right.
On that note, I think that's going to wrap today's podcast. Thank you guys for listening. If you guys have stayed with us this long, thanks for watching. If you guys have been watching this long, thanks for any likes. If you guys leave us some, if you guys like the content, definitely leave that like. So
Absolutely.
we know this is what you want to keep hearing.
Take a break from that TikTok. Like our stuff first.
Come on.
And then go back to your TikTok.
Subscribe.
Yeah,
if you
subscribe.
haven't already.
Like us.
And stay away from them other stupid podcasts. Come see ours. Catch y'all later. Acho-san.